Hi, I'm Ross Grieve, and here at the Photographer Academy, we're now going to show you how to shoot 4K in a controlled environment. So a lot of fun can be had, a lot of experimentation, and of course you always have to start off with a wine glass. So if you follow me over here, you can see we've got set up, we're using mosaics as our lights, they're LEDs. So the reason I'm using LEDs, there's no flicker with the LEDs, which you can sometimes get off normal lights. You can also use your studio lights, but this may limit you on your shutter speeds. So of course, you can see I've used the focus peaking. There's a nice green area on the back of the screen here, and that's the focus peaking because I've manually focused it. I don't want it to be searching when I hit the shutter, and when I start my filming, I want it to hold that position. So earlier on, I got one of the guys to actually just stick their finger in the glass, like so, and that's the point I focused on, because that's where we're tipping Skittles. Wine, chocolate, fun. So here we go. And because it's video, I can do this all on my own. All I have to do is hit record. I'm now recording. I can just wander over here and pour away. Stop the recording. Now a few of you guys may think, oh, that's a mess, that's carnage. It's great, it's just what I want, because I can go through and hit play and I can preview exactly what all that carnage was and go through and find detail again. So you can see on the back of the screen, it's touch screen. I'm now recording. And you can hear my voice as well, you lucky people. But now stop that and I can go through frame by frame. You can see them popping in, bouncing. And it's going to start going everywhere now. They're going to bounce out as it fills up. And this is what I like when they hit the edge. So I'm just going through frame by frame. Remember, this is filming at 30 frames a second in 4K. Now all I've done, I've flicked it to movie mode on the camera, and then I've gone completely into photographer mode. So I've set my ISO at 3200 ISO because I want a nice fast ISO, because I want a nice fast shutter speed. Now, when I want a nice fast ISO, and I want a fast shutter speed, my aperture is going to be compromised a little bit. So my aperture is 3.5. But that's okay for what we're doing. I've focused at the appropriate point, so I know those Skittles are going to be sharp. Now when I like the photo that I want, I'm going to hit save the image, and that's saved at 8.3 JPEG straight after the film footage. So I've just created my 4K photo from that. Now if I go on a bit further, I might see some more that I really like. And you'll notice some of the, see, I quite like that actually. That's lovely. Now I can take this a bit further if I wanted in Lightroom, and I can tweak it around a bit more. I could add more Skittles flying around the place. I could overlap images. But to be honest, that's quite fun as well. And remember, this is the first take, and this is all done live, so we haven't practiced this. Basically set the lights up and seen what happens. And the results are outstanding. And you can use things of cream, strawberries, fruit, and all sorts of things. And we're going to give you a few little ideas of what else you can do. Okay, so before we progress any further and show you a few other ideas on how to shoot 4K in a controlled environment, I thought I'd just take you through some of the technical things we're using and why we're doing them. As I said before, we're using LEDs. We use LEDs because there's no flicker in the LEDs, and what you tend to do, you can get a bit of a flicker because you have to match your shutter speed to the frequency of the lights. So you may find if you're shooting in normal household lights, or especially fluorescent lights, they flicker quite a lot, that you have to slow down your shutter to get rid of it. The GH4 has a function on it called synchro scan. So you can match that quite easily, your shutter speed. You can actually drop it down. I think it's about 1/3 of a shutter. So roughly normal lights, I believe from experience, are about 1/112th of a second. So that's quite slow, but okay for portraits. But when you're shooting this sort of thing, you want to have quite a fast shutter speed. Think of a sports-minded person. And because I'm shooting on my own and I'm pouring things as well, that's why I'm using a tripod. If I was shooting portraiture, I wouldn't need a tripod at all because I wouldn't be pouring Skittles over my clients. So hence the tripod's there, just to get that nice fixed position, because my focus point is very appropriate. I'm manually focusing, and the way I focused, I literally got someone to stick fingers in here for me, and I've manually focused using the focus peaking, which will illuminate my fingers in a nice bright colour, and I know that will be pin sharp. And that's very important. So I can walk away, I can lock that off, leave that, and then I can hit the record button. I can walk around, pour the Skittles in, and watch all the fun sort of appear in front of me. Just saying that these lights again, because they're are not tungsten, there'll be no flicker, so that advantage I can shoot as fast as I can. I shot yesterday on them at 1/10,000th of a second, and it's pretty amazing what you do. So, but these are all different tools. You don't have to rush out and suddenly buy new lights or anything. You can sort of experiment at home, but it's getting to understand why is that flicker happening. It's not your camera, it's the lights. And then it's another tool you can add to your camera bag. Really simple, really fun. So now I'm going to show you some more. This is the tale of two lemons, another little demonstration for you. As you can see, I've got a lemon on the table, which we've used to pre-focus on using the focus peaking, which is very nice. You see the little green highlights around there. I'm happy with those. And this is a lemon, which is going to do something different. It literally cracks in half laughing. Let me show you what I mean. So if I hit record, we're recording straight away. Lift this lemon up, and we'll drop this lemon and we'll see what happens. But I think I wanted that to sort of split more to the sides, and that split to the front and back. So I'm going to have another go. Now, that may look a bit better. I'm quite interested. I'm going to have a little look at this one. So if I stop recording on the back, hit playback, we'll see what happens. Remember, this is 30 frames a second. So I've shot 2 seconds. That's 60 potential photos have gone through. Lemon still hasn't come through. 90 potential photos. And the lemon should drop. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello, that looks nice. So you can see with a video, you do tend to get a little bit of shutter roll, and that's why it's stretched. But as soon as it hits, it's getting the effect I want. I really like that. So I'm going to save that. I quite like that as well. And that. I like how the light's sort of just catching around here. It's very crisp. The detail's really sharp. This one's sort of fallen a bit further backwards, so it's fallen out of my focal plane, but I quite like that. So I'm going to do one more. Here we go. Now, I think that might have been bang on. So that was 12 seconds. So that's 100, what's that, 12, 300, 360, 360 photos. Just shot, potentially, 360 frames. So let's play that through. 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5. Still doesn't come down. 6, there we are. 7 seconds came down. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So you see, just before impact, bang. Splits open. I've got the juice going everywhere. Tell you what, the studio smells amazing too. Smells like a gin factory. I like that too, actually. And there we are. So we could have a little look through our photos, because our photos go straight after your video footage. So these now are all JPEGs. And because it's touch screen, I can pinch in and have a little look. So not bad at all. Let's have a little look. Look at that, bang sharp, lovely. So a third little demo that we're doing now. I'm going to try and see how our aiming skills are. The idea is to fill the glass up just to the rim, exactly to the rim, not under, just so you almost got that little bubble on top. And what's going to happen, we're going to drop a lime into it, not a lemon, because we've done that. Drop a lime into it. Should get the bubbles going through the water, a bit of splash as well, and because of the lights, it should almost look like stars as well, but nice little sparkle to it. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so again, I'm still sticking with what's worked at the moment, which is 0.02 of a second. Might just crank it up a fraction. 2,500ths of a second, 3200 ISO at 3.5 f3.5. Now I'm going to hit record, see how good my aim is. Seemingly not that good. Okay, here we go again. Now, while we prepped this earlier, we put some floor coverings on the floor. So it's only water, so have a look on the back anyway. And we're going to scroll through, let it play through, This was a longer clip because I was trying to get it aimed directly above it. Let's have a look. So I've been filming for 20 seconds so far. Look at that. That's almost, you can see the second before it hits and the second it does. I like that a lot. And then you go a step further and you get these like this mini volcano going on with the water. So I could, if I shot this a bit wider, I wasn't actually expecting it to go that high. I quite like how it does. There's some quite interesting patterns going on here. Did this with strawberries and cream, and it actually looks like a dress, similar to what this is looking like. So there's even potentials for composites with this. It's really beautiful. Let's have another go. Pull a bit wider this time, I think. Drop that in. Currently chasing a lime around the studio. Right, here we go again. Oh. So I'm going to go in and see what we've done. I quite even like the lime just sitting there at the bottom. So we'll hit play. I did walk around the back, so I know it's going to be a little bit in. So we're at 10, 60 frames, 90, and so on. So we get to about, here we go. And we'll see the lime come into the picture. Wow. See all this detail across here as the lime hits the water, hit the edge of the glass and all the water is sprayed right across. I love that. And the shape it's got now, that's gorgeous. It's like a scorpion's tail. So I've just saved straight to camera. Straight to the card, straight after the footage. So then, when it bounced off the glass, I carried on around. You can see me walking around the back, chased the lime around the floor, picked it up, and had another pop at it. I'm not going to be beaten by a piece of fruit. So we're 23 seconds in. So we're 600 odd frames in, and then the lime comes in. Bang, first contact with the water at 30 frames a second. Love that shot. Beautiful. You see the whole shape of the splash and everything. I'm really glad I recomposed. Sometimes to get the photo you want, it's as simple as recomposing. And recompose to the crop that you want. You don't really want to go and crop post-production. You want to try and get it right in camera. Sure, if there's obstacles there at the side, they're at a decent seat, but you should be noticing those as well to crop them out of the camera. So always, when you compose your photo, look at the main subject, but then run your eye around all four corners, just in case there's something that's distracting on the edge. It's beautiful shapes. Every frame is unique, and that's the beauty of it. So we've tried a few things today, guys. All different types of fruit that you can think of. And the last one we're trying, we're going to actually try and use a BB gun and shoot it through the strawberry. We've taken some health and safety into account, of course. We've got padding behind to stop any BB pellets hitting the walls and stuff. I'm actually going to be shooting, triggering my camera from the remote app, so I'm going to be behind the person triggering the gun. So there's not going to be anyone near the shoot area at all, so to speak. So you can see Wi-Fi's on. I've already done the focus peaking as we've done earlier in the previous shoots as well. I can go in and change things on here if I need to, but I'm happy with how it's looking. The only difference I've done, I've upped the shutter speed to 1/10,000th of a second. So we're shooting 30 frames a second, 1/10,000th of a second at 6400 ISO. So I think the results are going to be quite interesting. Okay, so I'm just waiting for him to, I'm watching on screen what's going to actually happen. It's quite weird because it's a side-on view which I'm watching as well. So hopefully we'll see the results. Making sure he's got the strawberry. Just clip the top of it. I'd say that's beginner's luck. So I'm going to stop recording because that's going to save me searching through 30 seconds of footage. So it's best to actually, if you miss that moment, to actually reshoot it again and start reshooting it. Like a photo, when you nail the first photo, you know when you get that image, you know that you've nailed it. So it's always really important. Bang, I've got it. Have a look at it. You know, you don't want to be looking at the back of your camera every single shoot you do. You want to make sure that you nail it first time. I'll just wait and see. Hopefully it should go straight through the middle of the strawberry. Just clip the top of it. That's worth a little look, I think. Clip the top of it, strawberry moved, and we'll go and have a look. Now we're about 20 seconds in before anything really happened. So I'm just going to screw through it. If I go frame by frame by frame, that'll obviously slow that down. So I just want to zip through to that point. And we've got the strawberry pierced through a bit of cable tie through a lemon. I think it was about 24 seconds, I think, from memory. So I'm going to jump through, and you'll see just the top of it as it clips the top of the strawberry there. So you can see the impact point. It's so quick. It's clipped. You can see it moving around the back. So now we want to try and get the actual palette just going right through the middle here. Really simple lighting setup as well. I've just got 4 of the Limelight mosaics in quadrants around the fruit, so they're sort of lighting each quarter of the fruit so we get a nice even light around. And what happens when you get an explosion going off like that, you're guaranteed of even light all the way around, so you can create this nice little dome of light, and it's very controlled and very simple to do. So I'm just filming now again. This is take number 4, trying to split the atom, or split the strawberry in this case. Hopefully the BB is going to go through and we're going to have this really dramatic look. It's a bit of an experiment, but it's worth trying. We have taken all health and safety into consideration as well, which is why I'm triggering the camera from the app. So I've hit the record button because it's not in the firing line, but just for safety purposes as well. Went through it. Let's have a little look at that bad boy. So I've hit play on the back. I know the mark's around sort of the 32-second mark. We managed to get it going through the strawberry. There we go, look at this. Perfectly clean strawberry, and that, absolutely spot on. I think that's the money shot, I really do, that first one. That's the one I wanted. That's quite nice too, with all the juice flying around the place. So pretty happy with the results from that, with the strawberry creating this beautiful strawberry umbrella. But please do consider the safety value we've taken into account here. You need to make sure you're away from firing line. If you're going to try this sort of thing, please think of your own safety and others around you first. I hope you enjoyed the examples we've given you shooting 4K photography in a studio or controlled environment. From the basics we're using, just like Skittles in a wine glass, to dropping a lemon into water to give that beautiful splash effect. And these are all techniques that you can use that are very simple and extremely cost effective. I mean, we've all got taps to use, that you can give your business the edge over your competitors by getting the imagery out there a lot quicker, getting those images up to a stock library, and also distributing those images to your client and exceeding their expectations by getting that imagery to them quicker than they believed. And these are all things that enhance our business as commercial and pro photographers to make our life easier. So when using 4K, it's another tool that is in your kit bag that is going to make your life easier as a professional photographer. I'm Ross Grieve at the Photographer Academy.